everything goes to zero against Bitcoin. And that's like saying gravity is real, the sun comes up in the east, the wheel is irreproducible discovery or invention of something that's worked brilliantly for thousands of years. You're just stating the irrefutable truth. It's mathematically guaranteed to be correct. Everything goes to zero against Bitcoin.
Bullish case for Bitcoin is being made in real time right now. Something in Japan may have broken, and the banking collapse in the US continues. Now, what does this all mean for Bitcoin? Well, according to Max Keiser's latest prediction, you better be getting ready for $3 million Bitcoin.
If it is a new asset class, then I know from my Wall Street background that every fiduciary in the world would have to ask themselves, should I have exposure to this asset class? So how big is the global market? It's like $400 trillion. Well, what if Bitcoin gets 1% of that market? Well, then it's $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. So I'm risking $1 to make $1 million. Okay, that sounds like a reasonable risk-reward profile to me. So that was how I approached it.
Now, that Keiser interview came out just before chaos broke out in Fiat world, and the yen is in trouble. Take a look at this. Is this a shitcoin? What is going on? Very strange. At 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, the Japanese yen weakened to 160 against the US dollar for the first time since 1990, and only 2.5 hours after the headlines came out, well, it crashed from 160 to 156. That's about a 2.5% swing in one of the biggest currencies in the world in just a matter of minutes. Something is happening, and it comes just days after the Bank of Japan left rates unchanged. Did someone just intervene? Well, it looks like it, and in a massive way. And to make that kind of move in that large of a currency, we're talking trillions. This is very big, my friends. But it's also painting a picture of what will happen to all fiat. This is the debt cycle doom loop that Japan is trapped in, with 250% debt to GDP, and the US is well on its way at 130 to 140% GDP, and with higher for longer expected, more of this in the US is coming, as First Republic Bank has been seized by regulators. Now, what does this mean for Bitcoin's price? I'm gonna let the legend Larry Lepard break it down for you, because this is probably why Larry is calling for 150K Bitcoin and 5K gold.
Kind of blew the call. I thought we'd be in a recession by now, and that really hasn't happened. The economy just keeps marching on, and partly it's because the federal government is spending like the true drunken sailor that they are. The U.S. federal debt went up $1 trillion in 100 days. So if you annualize that, that's $3.65 trillion in a year. That's a lot of money that continues to fuel the economy. So the federal government is spending like crazy. They're using debt to do it. I mean, gold is 5,000-year-old money. It's the soundest form of money ever until Bitcoin came along. And, it's analog sound money. Bitcoin's digital sound money. And I think that what's going on there is you're just seeing more and more people becoming aware of the fiscal and debt problems that the world has and looking for an escape hatch. Gold's one and Bitcoin's another. To my way of seeing end of calendar 2024, we could be at 100, we could be at 300. I have no idea. I doubt we're below 100. I highly doubt that. That's, from 60, that's a 40% move or a little higher. That should be pretty easy. To their number of 2025, 250, yeah, that sounds possible. It's very hard to know. There are a lot of models. There are a lot of ways of looking at it. I look at them all, I weigh them all, and then I say, you know what? It's a new thing. Michael Saylor said, all your models are broken. I think he's kind of right. It would not surprise me at all if it shot up to 250 quickly, but it also wouldn't surprise me if a year from now we were only at 110.
I mean, you got to look at what's going on. They can try to attack Bitcoin all they want, but they got to fix their own shit. I mean, look at this. There are reports, major Wall Street bank on the verge. This from Unusual Whales as well. Regulators must equip themselves with tools such as bail-in bonds to deal quickly with the failed clearinghouse for stocks, bonds, or derivatives without having to call on taxpayers for cash. And that's from the G20's risk watchdog. Something wicked this way comes. It's not if, it's when, and it's going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And as fiat crumbles, they print more and attack Bitcoin, further advertising that we all need Bitcoin. Just look at this. Big news out of Russia. Russia prepares for a total crypto Bitcoin ban as geopolitical tensions rise. Now, this is excellent. This is saying the quiet part out loud. The need for the ban is due to the fact that today cryptocurrency is a quasi-currency that replaces the ruble in the country, but only the Russian ruble fulfills the mission of the monetary unit. So this is the decision. From September 1st, the ban will be introduced. Basically saying we have to ban it because it's way too good. We have to force people to use our shitcoin because otherwise, well, they'd all use Bitcoin. Now they're probably going to all use it anyway. Now it's a double whammy. But you got to be asking yourself right now, why are the governments trying to attack Bitcoin so much?
Go back and reread the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Federalist Papers, and they very directly pointed out and recognized that power is the enemy of liberty. And what we are seeing now is those in power see a free people as a threat to their power. And so when we look at the central bank digital currency, and no matter how many times they tell us like, oh, don't worry, this will have the same privacy as you get with your banks. But, you know, if you spend more than $600 on Venmo, we'll know about it. They will find those criteria that they deem as quote unquote suspicious activity to be able to know how we're spending our money. And then you take that to the next level of, okay, well, now they want to be able to control how we spend our money through a central bank digital currency. All of this just points to the reason why people support Bitcoin, why people support having an independent, transparent form of currency that is not under government control. President Obama spoke about this recently too, how concerned he is about Bitcoin because the government can't control it.
Tulsi absolutely nails it. And guys, there is nothing to fear. Fear is the mind killer. All we have to do to win is take Bitcoin into self-custody, which gives us a perfect moment to recognize our sponsor, the Bitcoin Way. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They've got 25 years of experience in cybersecurity. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. Whether you're just getting started setting up your first Bitcoin wallet or node, or you're looking into UTXO management, multi-sig security, inheritance planning, or accepting Bitcoin payments, they've got you covered. Not only that, they are focused on all things cybersecurity, Bitcoin security. Time to go from the why Bitcoin to how Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin Way will hold your hand and guide you through every step of the process. Ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. Fiat's reckoning is upon us. Major reminder, the banks are the most criminal organizations arguably on the planet. Fight fraud, use Bitcoin. Because when the Omega candle hits, and it will, you don't want to be on the wrong side of Max Payne theory. Be sure to like, subscribe, share that Sound Money Gospel, set those notifications. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for all the latest breaking Bitcoin news. And don't miss the #1 Bitcoin only live news show Monday through Friday at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. Tune in to Simply Bitcoin Live. And don't forget to submit your memes to our Telegram using the link below, and maybe you'll get in the meme review. Hey guys, the perfect storm is here, baby. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.